Hey guys, welcome
Hi.
back to our channel.
Yes.
Two psychics, Pam and Heather, and this is our last episode
Ooh,
at Bohemian Grove.
what a ride it's been. It's been awesome, hasn't it?
It has been.
Yes.
Yeah, we're wrapping up at the hotel with Colin and Connor of Paranormal Files. Um, let's talk about what we've seen a little bit over the course of
Already.
these
Oh, yeah.
episodes
Okay.
before we get into anything else.
I'm
So,
so excited. Okay.
witches, uh, quite a few,
Yes,
low vibrational entities of every level.
absolutely.
We've
100%.
seen shattered, is that the name,
Huh?
Pam? Shattered pieces,
Yep.
earthies.
Oof.
What else?
It's like if it's like a paranormal dream here. Really, like it's
It is.
everything is here.
Yeah.
Watchers, right?
Watchers, yes.
Yeah.
It's like a mixing pot
It
of
is.
the paranormal in this
Yes.
location.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's been crazy, and the two, Colin and Connor, is that it?
Yep.
That gets confusing for me. They've been great. They do, I will say it again. I think if they took, especially the one main one, is that Connell?
Colin.
Colin, if he took some classes, of course, I think from me, but if he were to take some from a reputable teacher,
Yeah.
wow, could he be good?
He's right there.
He's right
He
there.
is. He's right on the edge.
Yeah. He's just
Hmm.
not going in that direction. I hope he does someday
For
because
sure.
he'll be really good. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, wow, it's been a ride. So
Yes.
then we opened space today.
Yes.
I think I spoke first and the anxiety came and I was like,
Hmm.
why am I anxious about this? I shouldn't be. Oh, it's not me. That's why. I'm getting some anxiety.
Yeah.
And then you made a good point about daydreaming or something.
Hmm.
Yeah. You want to talk about that, how you were feeling?
Yeah. A little bit of nausea and then the urge to daydream and kind of let go
Mhm.
of the present.
Which is a distraction. That's how and that can be entities or witches. I like it can
Hmm.
be a lot of different things trying to distract you from the job at hand. And
Yes.
I did not lean in to see where exactly that was coming from. I don't know if you did. But then we've both felt vulnerable, like vulnerability came, which is another or can be another distraction.
Hmm.
Oh, and with the vulnerability, and then yeah, I'll let her talk about that. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's been getting more and more intense.
Yes.
If you look at the journey within each episode leading up to this point, it's been more intense as far as the efforts from the entities and everything going on there to stop us
Yeah.
from seeing the truth, from even bothering with the place. So this is this is the culmination of it.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one of the things that they tried today, which is very, now I know this part comes from magic practitioners. Well, I can't even say that, but often with magic practitioners, they're looking for your vulnerability. That's their thing.
Yeah.
They try to find where is this person vulnerable so I can attack them at that vulnerability, at their wounding, at their trauma, whatever it is. And we definitely felt that.
Yes.
Like this,
That's what
like why
came
am I
in.
feeling vulnerable? I shouldn't. And so that was they're trying to
Yeah.
find.
And Spirit said seeking your vulnerability. And I could feel their energy here. It comes in as a bubble because they're remote viewing. So they're not really here with me or with Pam.
Mhm,
They're in another location.
mhm.
These are magic practitioners,
Mhm.
witches,
Very
is
good
the way to
ones.
put it. And they're, who knows where they are? Another state, another country, no idea. But they remote view, that's their ability. So that was felt here
Mhm.
on my shoulder. So I'm able to experience that and know what's going on.
Yes.
Um, Boy, that'd be troublesome for folks who don't know. I was
Right?
just
Yeah.
thinking about that, how awful you would feel you were being watched.
Oh, you even feel like someone is standing right behind you, right? But they're not. And that's a whole different feeling.
Sure.
That's when someone like astral projects into your space and is a witch and standing there.
That's
As
awful.
that's there's a difference. And
It is.
the reason Heather knows is because once you come in contact with that and you work with that, you begin to know. It's like, oh, they're remote viewing, or oh, they're here, or whatever. You
Right.
learn it. You learn it. And then
Yes.
it went to intimidation. So
Yeah.
they tried to, like, the vulnerability piece didn't work. I think you just started laughing, and which totally throws them off. Then they're like, what the wait, they're laughing at us. And then
Well, I heard them laughing and I conceptualized them as flies.
that's what yeah, yes. So the vulnerability, that's right. They tried to then intimidate,
Yep.
and that's where the laughing came from. And that's a very well-known intimidation tactic, is I'm going to laugh at you to intimidate you.
Hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't work with us. No, it just does. Like, we know it's so easy. It's like you can call that out real quick. Oh, now they're trying to intimidate us. And then we laugh, and it just kind of, yeah. And then they're kind of stymied. Like, what the fuck? Why are these women, these two psychics, sort of dismissive? Like, how are these at first it was dismissive. And now they know that we're a lot more powerful than they originally thought. Um And then they tried to put something around your neck, I have written down.
Yes.
So, you
Yep.
want to talk about that?
I did. I saw it to some degree. It was a feeling as well of putting or an effort to put a necklace on me. This seems to be a pattern that they have. They've done it before, they'll continue to do it. Um,
To gain control, right?
yes,
Like you
yes.
were a dog, we're going to put a leash on you, or a collar and a leash to
Oh,
control you, right? Yeah.
yeah, I
What
don't like
happened?
that.
Yeah, no. It's
No,
awful.
yeah,
And we will not be controlled, nor will we be intimidated.
no. So it was dealt with.
Yes.
It is good to share with you guys how bad this place is,
Yeah.
and what's been going on there.
Whew. And boy, would I love our full team to be invited to clear it up.
Yes,
That would be like the pinnacle of my life's work.
yeah.
That would be something. So, all right. Like, subscribe, share if you haven't already. We thank you for being here. And we
Thank
can
you.
just jump in now, right?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So right now we are at the Bohem Manor. It's a hotel. It's the closest hotel you can possibly get next to Bohemian Grove because the entrance is right there. And this is actually really interesting, guys, because this building was once a private residence. It was actually built as a house. It wasn't built as a hotel. And it was built in the early 1900s by the Ludwig family. Why is that important and interesting? Multiple members of the Ludwig family were members of Bohemian Grove, which is crazy. So this is like an old school Bohemian Grove member's home, his family home that we're investigating. That would make it haunted in my mind nonetheless. I mean, that history, but there's also history that
That does not mean it's going to be haunted. Let me
Right.
let's just be clear about that. Um, it just doesn't. It's things like even um what am I trying to say? Someone dies in the house. That doesn't mean the house is haunted. Just because something is old does not mean that it's haunted. So
Nope.
you sort of jump to those conclusions, and that's where you can really kind of go off the rails. Then all of a
Mhm.
sudden, every time there's a noise or something, there's a ghost or there's a this. No, that's not what that means. So,
Right. Even
yeah,
if 10 people died in a particular home or location, it does not guarantee that there is a haunting there.
nope, nope, not even a little bit.
And that's
So,
important for folks to know.
yes. And that's a very common sort of ghost hunter point of view.
Right.
So,
Which
no.
is understandable because without knowledge, that's what you would go to logically. I
Yeah.
totally get that. Um, we have the knowledge to share that it just simply isn't the case.
And what's coming through is when this was, there's probably more energy in it now than there was when it was a private residence.
Mm.
That the owner, the man of the house, will say, because that's the way it's presenting to me,
Mm.
he kept that energy so very different. He didn't bring the grove home. He didn't bring the activities home. He didn't talk about it. He didn't think about it. That was, he was very protective of his family. And, he just wasn't going to bring that home.
I'm picking up on a female energy,
Oh, do
and
tell.
I want to wait and
Oh,
see
okay.
if I'm trying to discern if this is a guide
Okay.
or if this is, an earth. It's a little bit different in presentation, so maybe in a bit it's going to reveal.
Absolutely. I bet it will. Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly. And I would like to know when they change it from a private residence to a hotel, because that does change the energy. That changes it real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go.
Happened here with the hotel. And if you look up online in newspaper articles, tons of Bohemian Grove members every single year come to this hotel. They come in the middle of the Grove, either to get Wi Fi access where they can use their phones, check emails, check their laptops, get with the times, or they come in for a drink at the bar that's attached to this hotel or to get some coffee. So,
I'm going to stop there. So, the energy, the entities, the magic practitioners, the whatever, are very, like, you can feel like there is sort of, they can come in and out of there.
Hmm.
Because the people were in it in the grove, and then they needed to check emails or do some daily whatever, and they would leave and take that energy with them to this manor, whatever the boho.
Hmm.
At this point, I don't feel any earthies or entities, any sort of conscious being there, but it doesn't mean they're not. I'm just not feeling it at the moment.
I feel memories,
Okay. Oh, I'll bet.
some residual.
Mhm.
I see old parties, it looks
Ah,
like, where it feels very lighthearted. It feels positive. Folks are dressed up in just beautiful attire, lounging around. It's hard to. When did they build this? Did they say? Because these
uh,
outfits look old.
1900.
Okay, because I've got about 1920
Ah,
looking
okay.
for the females. I'm seeing like this one female in a white type of dress that you would associate with the 1920s.
Okay.
Like, what do they call them? A flapper or something?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
My grandmother was a flapper. Yes, on my mom's
Okay.
side. Yes.
And there's this headband here with like a feather or something, but there's a headband on. Very positive, just having a good time.
Mhm.
So I'm feeling the memory or memories of then and the parties is where I am currently.
Okay. And what came through, and I actually looked it up to make sure I knew that Prohibition started in 1920. So
Oh.
this totally could have been like a speakeasy or right where people, oh,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
got chills all the way. Yeah.
Well, they were
I thought
definitely
Prohibition
drinking.
was a
I'll
little later. What?
tell you that much.
Yeah.
They're,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm glad I looked because I was thinking Prohibition was later than that and it wasn't. So
Huh.
yeah. Okay. And oh boy, there is something they just tried, whoever the magic is around or whoever is trying to pull me off that lead. Trying to
Really?
pull me off like don't go there. Like so there's something I'm wondering if women, maybe even men went missing during that time. Like they got them drunk at
Oh
this
boy.
manor and then took them into the grove, something like that, or
Oh
steered them
boy.
away from there. Well, there's more, it's safer over here. We're not going to get busted over here. We're not going to whatever. I don't know, but they're
Have to see
trying to,
what comes. Yeah.
yeah, and they're trying to pull me away from that, like like a dog with a scent. They're like, oh no, let's change the scent here and get her to go somewhere else. So that's
Yeah,
usually a good sign that there's something.
you might be onto something because I am just in a totally positive place over here.
Really?
They may have successfully duped me.
Throwing fairy dust on you. Look
I'm like, this is fun. This is a
yeah.
fun place. It's safe.
Yes. Well, they're letting you that original belief of what the place is, right? It's fun,
Yes.
it's safe, you can let loose. So that's the
Yes.
energy you're in. It's not completely false. That's real, but they want you to stay there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yikes. Yeah. Woo.
This is why we go in with together as a team.
Yes.
Because if we go in alone, look what would have happened if it
Right.
was me.
You'd be over there dancing and twirling,
Yeah.
having a grand old time. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. I'm
Okay.
super excited. Okay. Woohoo.
I mean, it's and members will rent rooms here before and after. So it's like, who the stayed in these rooms? What's happened in these rooms? Yeah, it's just really interesting that this is not only a place that Grove members come to, but it's an old home of an old school Grove family. Before we do anything, we brought our bug detector. This thing will show us if there are any hidden recording devices in here.
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to stop before he does that. What I heard, what came through when he was talking about people come here before and after, I heard to dry out. So, like, they leave the grove, they go there for a night to sort of dry out to get the alcohol, whatever, before they go home.
Hmm. Okay.
All right, now he's going to check for bugs. Okay.
And I saw a murder. I saw a gun being shot, two men, one was killed. That's all thus far.
Do you know what, like in the manor or somewhere around? Do you know?
I
That's all you got so far.
I believe it was right outside
Mm,
of the hotel here.
interesting. Okay. We have so many things to keep our eye on. And I'm
Yeah,
sorry to the viewers if we say we're going to look into that and bring you that information and then that information kind of goes, you never get that answer. We apologize. And you can ask us, so if that happens and you really want to know that answer, ask us in the comments.
please do.
Because they've got us go. I mean, there's so many things to look at.
Yeah.
Like trying to focus on one or two is really is going to be a rough one with this. There is so much information flying in all different directions, and then the magic practitioners, the watchers, whatever I think you call them, are trying to drag us away from that and distract
Yeah.
us.
Yes, they
So,
are.
wow. Okay. Okay. I'll try not to stop for, give it a little bit of time here. We're only in it less than 2 minutes and I've already stopped twice. Okay.
So I'm gonna show you guys this. This red light will pick up if there are any hidden cameras in this room.
Infrared.
Yeah, it'll show like the infrared signal. So let's just scan really quick.
But it's not going to pick up remote viewers.
Correct.
Oh, that's not good.
There's also other technology that
Cameras.
is beyond the what he's doing now is what's coming through. He's not going to find anything.
It doesn't look like there are any infrared development.
That's for radio frequencies.
Which are everywhere. Radio frequencies are.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
There's a phantom radio signal somewhere around here. That was a little freaky. Built up for fun.
It also picks up on Wi-Fi.
I like the other guy who's telling him, who's putting some answers there.
Yeah, it's helpful.
It's right here.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
That would be Wi-Fi.
That could absolutely be Wi-Fi. Those could be.
Phantom Wi-Fi signal right here.
Well, it could be wires in the ceiling.
We have Wi-Fi in the room.
Why wouldn't it pick up anywhere else?
No.
You think there's just this one?
I'm not an expert at it.
Yeah, so we're not experts on this device, but that's weird, bro. Like right here, in the corner of the bathroom.
You're getting a show.
I'm like, look.
He also
if it
still
was
has a
Wi-Fi,
lot
maybe
of that
reason-
energy on him
Yes.
of
Fear.
fear, creating paranoia. He felt what happened in the woods prior to their arrival
Mhm.
in the hotel. For sure, the interaction with security, but that was amped up because of what happened in the woods.
Yes.
So if you guys saw our previous episode, there was one or two entities surrounding them.
Yes.
So your senses, whether you're a medium or not, recognize it. And that dark energy is, is it cumulative is the right word? Yes. Cumulative.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had noticed that his guide had come in to try and clear some for him.
Yes. That was
Still
awesome.
has it on him though.
Yes.
And that might be adding to this where he's kind of looking for the bugs and
100%.
this.
The paranoia.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. 110%. And one of the things that, like I said, if he got some classes, it would help him. one of the things he would be able to do is this my energy? Is this someone else's? Is someone placing, like, where is this paranoia, this anxiety, that sort, you're all amped up, where is it coming from? And that would be very helpful, I think, for him to know that, because he could, and that's another thing. So a guide can clear you, but you need to know what to do to remove it from your own, we call it a body deva, the physical.
Yes.
Yeah. And though it's very helpful, that guide that came in and did that got rid of, like, there could have been some tragedy or something that happened had that not happened, but he's still sort of full with it. Yeah, absolutely. And I know I'm just repeating what you're saying, but it's just coming. Yeah, I tend to do that. I'm a chatterbox.
There's also a piece here to recognize of continued efforts to influence his energy.
Yes.
So it's as if by the darkness that was left on him as a marker of sorts,
Yes.
an energetic marker.
Yes.
Think about it like a large spider web, and you got a little bit of it on you, and they can send out, a signal through that web.
Like a tracker, almost. Where to put a tracker on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying does make sense.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, because Spirit's showing me a web, and I'm like, I'll do something with this.
I'll try to explain this. Yes. Yes.
So that's still going on, which that's the concerning part. I do wish for him he had more tools in the moment to get rid of it, because that's really disruptive.
And to take it a step further, this is why not just ghost hunters, people who claim to be mediums or psychics with the paranormal, why they become so sick, why their emotional body becomes like they get real depressed or filled with anxiety or all kinds of, emotional or mental issues, health issues, etc., because they're in it all the time like this and they don't know how to clear themselves of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when, for instance, as Heather and I are doing this video, we're constantly clearing ourselves. That's just part of the gig. That's what you do. And when we're done, we close it out, we detach from everything, and we move on. So it's not, so we don't get sick like that. Yeah. So, okay, are we ready? I feel for him. I do. He has no idea how it's affecting him.
No.
All right, here we go.
Reasonably believe that there would be.
And this is a distraction. Him doing this. They like to distract you, right? So that's what they're doing.
Such a good point.
That's trippy though. This right here, dude. There's something right there.
So keep going back to that spot. Leave us alone. We're gonna distract you.
So, watch what you do in the bathroom.
See, even that gets him paranoid to go to the bathroom or shower.
Might be into that.
I've gotten worse.
All right. Do you want to go under?
Sure.
So I want to make note. This device said cursing Norwegian syrinx. Mannequin, bloodbath, perihelion, compass, Leonid.
Inside.
All right.
They're right there.
Penciled. All right, so I want to talk to anybody who might be here who knows something about Bohemian Grove. Maybe
The kid?
What do you mean by that? Like a son in the Ludwig family? Can you tell me your name? Cathedral.
I hear the laughter
Echo?
again. Like witch laughter.
Oh, interesting. Is there any more you want to say about that?
If anything, they'll mess with them if they feel like it.
Yeah. Which I think they kind of are, right? I mean, and if you can imagine, if you'll put yourself in, and I unfortunately, when I was a teenager, I could be a bit of a bully, and I have worked on that, on just because all the guilt that comes later in life from being a bully, you know. Um, but laughter is one of those things that you find it funny that you got to someone. You think it's funny that someone is going down that path that you know is wrong or whatever, you know, wrong way. Um, you think it's funny. It's like those videos, you know, people slip and fall and they hurt. I don't find those to be funny at all, but people love those type videos, watching people like bunk their head or slip on something or, you know, whatever it is. And it's that same thing. You find it funny that they're in the predicament they're in. Is that the kind of laughter you're getting?
Yes. There's something else about getting, this is strange. It's always about getting more energy for the place,
Mm.
for the grove, for
Mm-hmm.
this specific area in the grove.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like just a big, deep black hole to me.
That makes perfect sense, though. You have to keep it moving, right? What they're showing me now is
Yeah.
like water has to move,
Oh,
and if it
yeah.
gets stale, then it can't do anything. So they have to keep that energy flowing. And what a better way than to bring in new energy?
Yes.
And energy does, it really does, even as much as that's there, energy does dissipate at some point. You know, we're not talking about spells, we're just talking about strictly energy from people is going to just disperse and after a while. So they have to keep it up.
Mm.
I I wonder, so what do you, when I say this, I want to know what do you think about that's why they don't mind these like ghost hunters and stuff coming around because they can take their energy and sort of fill that place.
I agree with that.
Yeah. That's why they're just not worried about these. Not only are they not getting any new information, they're not getting, but they can steal their energy and use it.
And I heard we have control.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
there is a concern.
And here's something else I know about uh, whether it's an entity, an earthy, a witch, some magic practitioner, whatever, they're very good at letting you think that you're in control, but actually they're in control. There does come a point where they want you to know that just for the intimidation purpose or whatever they're going to do. But for the most part, they can, okay, we'll just let them think that they're getting something, that they're in control, but they're not. Mhm.
Right.
Wow. This is a real good one. Should I continue?
Please.
All right.
Who's here with me right now?
They chopped me.
Are you the victim of a crime? Oh, it said bloodbath earlier. They chopped me down with tree. I don't know these words. What can you tell me about the Bohemian Grove? Tell me something.
Gun. Famous. 24. Erickson.
Well, that's my mom's.
Get one.
What the? You want me to get a gun? My mom's maiden name is Erickson. You said Norwegian earlier. What do you mean by that? What? Please, as someone who's probably heard and seen a lot about the Grove, what is the cremation of care really? What does it stand for? Is it a ritual or is it just a play?
Bloody devil. Fishing boots.
I'm going to stop real quick just to put this in there. You have him sitting there with those glasses, and yes, it's meant to be just, whatever he hears or senses, he just says it out loud, right? I guess is the thing, whatever that is.
Mhm.
I want anyone watching or everyone watching to try and do a mindfulness meditation. That means you're sitting there and you're trying to clear your mind and all the weird thoughts and stuff that come through your ego into that space. Like that's what I see with him. Those are all his words. And maybe a few of them here or there he might hear or get that information. But we have to remember it's going through a human who's infallible, of course, but his ego is there. And I
Yeah.
would bet lots of money that he doesn't know how to just clear his mind and just truly let. And even with that, you and I know how to do that. And we still have to recognize, oh, that was my
It's
ego that
really
just jumped in.
hard.
Yes, it's very difficult for someone who with zero experience in that,
Yes.
yeah. So, um, and then how I feel about all the equipment. I think it's all just BS, but because you can pick up, and they were just talking about the radio waves and all of that. So that's all going to affect this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, here we go.
What do you mean by that? Bloody devil fishing boots? Does that mean they're doing some sort of a ritual?
Evil things.
So it is more of a ritual rather than a play. Replacing. What are they replacing?
Kill them.
Kill who? Are you talking about during the ceremony? Vehicles.
Caught me.
So, Ricky.
Swindling.
Ricky swindling. Do they?
Children.
Ricky swindling children.
All hope.
All hope.
Piece all these just random words together.
Yo, he just said children, and immediately this device. Fucking A, focus. Teens. Are there
I don't get
teenagers that
anything.
are brought out there not just
Influencing.
for work? Brought out for the pleasure of the rich people?
He's young.
He's young. Teens, he's young, buried. So, I'm not blaming the Bohemian Club at all. Like I've said, this is just investigating.
He's going
Registry.
to play you.
He's going. But are you saying that in the past, at some point, somebody, like a young man, a teen, was murdered out in these woods somewhere on the property?
25.
He was 25 years old, or there were 25.
I'm going to stop that real quick. Remember the last video when something came up about my body is there or something like that? That just, I don't know if this is connected or not. I'm not getting but I just remembered.
Huh.
And I remember stopping the video and saying their response was so not what I expect. Like they didn't respond to that at all. And now they're talking
Okay.
about buried, and then he just said something about a boy, whatever. Um, it's a shame that they're not catching that and putting that together.
Yes.
Yeah, just because, yeah. Anyway, all right, here we go. Unless you have something else to say.
I see a green fog underneath this place, the hotel.
Interesting.
Yeah, but lacking any further information on what that means for the place or for them while they're there and investigating it.
Kids killed and buried in a scenic area.
You're nothing else.
Are there magical things, like magical ceremonies and things that happen at the Grove that they just never publish?
Flavor with a knife?
Flay her with a knife. Maybe they don't really do that stuff anymore, but back in the day, did they do like ritual murders and stuff? Earth.
They're getting
Worship me.
so taken off track.
Yeah.
What?
You can kind of hear that laughing still.
Who do you want us to worship?
Yeah,
Celebrity.
Right? Like,
yeah, it's just this part, it's pointless.
yes, I feel out in left field, like just waiting for something to happen, and we're just not we're not in the thick of the play here. We're not in at
No,
all. This is they are so being distracted, just like they tried to get us to get distracted. Yeah,
it's a shame,
yeah,
and I know their efforts are there.
yep.
They're
100%.
not realizing,
They've been totally pulled off track.
yes,
Yeah, and it's purposeful.
it is.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
So maybe back in the day, more stuff used to happen here that was more nefarious, and it's been moved somewhere else that we don't even know about yet. Is that?
Just conjecture.
I've heard that.
Roaming.
What do you mean? Like the real evil stuff moved?
Where'd it go?
Where did it move to? Can you tell me? I know that you're, as a person who used to participate in the Bohemian Grove,
One more time.
maybe you feel guilty about somebody that you hurt, or you want to get stuff off your chest. Tell me.
Sorry.
Too public.
I feel anxiety coming back in.
Okay.
So they moved some of those higher caliber rituals and stuff.
Do you know from where that's coming from?
Dead man.
I'm exploring that.
Okay.
Where did they move out east?
They bought the sides. They're everywhere.
What does that mean? Iraq. What the moved eastern Iraq, Middle East?
Unique.
What the that's
I'm getting help.
so what's a secret you can tell me about the Bohemian Grove? Is there anything
13,000.
13,000 what?
Broken.
Have there ever been any
I mean,
that
what?
attended the Bohemian Grove and acted on their
Several.
we talked to somebody at the exterior of the Grove who said there was a certain camp where a lot of shit was happening. What was happening at that
There were.
camp? Does that have to do though with like children?
Ernie.
Does that have to do with child abuse or murder? What is that camp?
They're just not going to get these answers. And they've
What's
got,
that camp have to do with?
they're so
Christening.
on a different path. They're
Where's
so distracted.
Christening
To
what?
kill.
I'm a little disappointed,
What do
actually.
you mean by that? Worshipping what?
The men.
Keyboard hotmail the men? They were worshipping the men? What do you mean by that?
Ripping.
Can you tell me?
They're beasts.
There was one specific campsite that was more locked down. The secrets are still secret.
Not too far.
Not too far from here.
Well, yes.
Is there anything else you want to say? You want to get off your chest?
They haven't said anything.
Huh.
Oof. I can't handle knuckle pressure.
Essays.
Pam, would you pause it?
Gladly.
This is hard to figure out. So it's anxiety, chest pressure. It's not mine. And then as I'm attempting to look into it, I'm suddenly really tired. And it's like this back and forth. Like if I look into it, then I get tired.
Can you pick up what dimension it's coming from?
Feels like it's this dimension. It's
Okay.
weird to
Could it be
say.
them? Could it be the seas? I forget their
Oh,
names, so I was going to say the seas.
maybe it is. Yeah, and now I'm feeling even more tired. Wonder if it's like I'm going back and forth between the two of them.
That lands. It really does.
Maybe one's more anxious and the other's
Yeah.
more tired.
Yes. Now, and anxiety can come in. Anxiety could be, we're not getting anything, and I'm anxious about that because we're recording this for our channel. I'm anxious because of the information. I mean, there could be all kinds of reasons for anxiety.
Thank you.
Right?
That makes a lot of sense.
And I can only imagine they're only showing us a short piece. You know, this is probably hours. They're sitting there and boring as F.
Right.
I mean, if I'm bored out of my mind, imagine being there, doing that.
And that chest pressure, that
Yeah,
pressure
because
building up.
their job is to have something happen, to get some information. It's not coming. They're not
Right.
getting what they expected. And when your goal is to put out these videos because you want subscribers, you want the money, this is your job, this is your money, this is how you, whatever, that could be anxiety filled. Sure.
Yes, that seems like it's because it's starting to go down. So,
All right,
okay.
let's,
Thank you.
I hope they move on from this soon. Here we go.
Anything else you can tell us? This goddamn battery's about to die.
You said the battery's about to die. You know, they've been there
The
for a
hatch?
while.
Alright, this battery's about to die. So this is my room here at the Boho Manor. Interesting. There's a view of the street. This is how we were seeing that car that kept passing. And if you look here, if you look through here, oh shit. That right there, that light, right down there is the entrance to Bohemian Grove. So I'm very close. But yeah, I'm freaked out, dude. Like, honestly, guys, you know how passionate I am about this stuff, and I'm extremely passionate about conspiracies. And like last night, we were filming a video about a ring in San Francisco that was covered up by the US government, and it's very, very scary. I don't like these windows. I don't like that we're so close to where the interaction happened. Like, I don't know, it just left a really weird feeling in my stomach, and hearing all this stuff from actual people today, learning all of this, having these interactions with these energies and spirits, like, honestly, it's really hard to explain to people. This one doesn't feel right.
They mean the whoever the watchers are, but they have found his vulnerability.
Yes.
100% they have found his vulnerability, and you see it in real time right here. Yeah. If we were there, now, if we were there, let's say we were there with him right now, we would clear his energy. He would be a whole different person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what happens here.
It feels like we're right there on the edge of finding out what's happening, but I still don't know. But what I can say is it's been a weird day, and the energy even in this hotel is palpable. I mean, this is an old house of a Bohemian Grove club member. I think we did this story justice. I think we pushed it even a little too far, but yeah, what a day. And now I get to sleep. I wonder what elite has slept in this bed as well. I don't even want to know what an elite has done in this bed, and I'm not going to think about it. This shit's crazy, y'all. What a day. Also, might as well do a little bug sweep in here. Yeah, look, my bathroom doesn't have what Connor's had. Now, Connor likes to explain stuff away because I don't know if you could tell, but he's been like absolutely terrified all day just filming this. I haven't really been necessarily too afraid. Definitely when that car drove by and stopped, that was very scary. But That's weird that there's that signal in his room. Now, I'm not accusing the hotel of bugging anything. I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything in this whole video. I'm just pointing out that it's weird that was reading like that, and I can't explain it. Yeah, my mind's definitely a little twisted right now. We're doing this for you guys, and we're really doing this in pursuit of the truth and to hold these people accountable. But I'm gonna put the camera down now, because I need to rest. I think my brain has been working overtime all day. And yeah, I'll report back in the morning if I see any phantom vehicles outside of this window watching me. Hopefully our rental car doesn't get like firebombed or something. That would be bad.
Boy, they
I'd
were
be
using.
surprised if he gets any good
Yes.
rest.
He is being controlled beyond belief.
So, it's the morning after. Hey, bro. Think about that film, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to show people online. People are going to say, oh, you're bullshitting, blah, blah. We were parked right up there. Right here. This is Bohemian Grove, right here. So those cars that were coming at us were not going up this street right here. That would be going behind us. They were coming from straight down here and out.
We were seeing the lights come down this way.
And there's signs everywhere that say this is not a through road, meaning that's the only possible place they could be coming from, which is crazy, bro. So then that makes me wonder, what were they doing? Why were they stopped behind us? What was that? I mean, we were on a public road right here. We're not, still, right now, this is the closest you can get to Bohemian Grove without actually going in. I believe the private property line is that white line, right?
Yep.
And then this gate. But you can see, look at all that. No trespassing signs out the ass all around here. And it's just eerie. Listen, even in the middle of the day, this is a Wednesday right now. Listen.
Nothing but wildlife.
Nothing but wildlife.
What do they want it to be?
But
I wonder what they
guarantee we're
expect to
being
hear.
watched from somewhere around here.
People screaming?
Yeah.
Or,
I don't want that car to pull up on us in the daytime either. Like you can even see back far on that tree over there. There's camera signs.
Oh yeah. So, this is the end of our exploration. I think we're ending this with way more questions than answers. I mean, we got a lot of information from a lot of different people, from the energy, from the spirits out here, whether you believe in all of that or not, we do. And yeah, this is Vulture. This is freaky, man. What are your final thoughts?
As secret societies and stuff like this goes, until you're able to like actually infiltrate the group, you'll never know exactly what goes on in here. And so it leaves a lot up to imagination and hearing things through the grapevine about what happens. But I mean, there's legitimacy to any story that you hear, and I think that's pretty freaky. Here comes another car.
Hold up. But I mean, let's just see where they go. You think they're gonna go in?
Maybe.
Just act like we're talking.
But I mean, it's freaky shit.
It is freaky shit, bro. Oh, there they go.
They're still riding the same bad energy
To
from
where are they
last
going?
night.
They are.
I don't know, but what a way to end the video.
Honestly.
Man. All right.
Now let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay. So I have to say that was a huge letdown. When we started this video, I was excited. There was some promise there. There was some hope and the energies that be took them out so fast.
Yes.
The C's. I'm just calling the C's. Colin and Connor,
Con-
something like that. Whatever it is. They took them out so fast, got them distracted, got them smoke and mirrors, looked the other direction. Like that, it happened.
yeah.
And those boys, I can say boys because they're way younger, um, walked right into it, which is what they were supposed to do. These practitioners are extremely powerful and good at what they do.
Yes.
Yeah. So
They are.
yeah. So I would say, first of all, don't get under the impression that I don't like these boys. I think they're wonderful. I think they're great. They've done a great job. They've done their homework. They're out there. But our job doing this reaction video is to tell you what energetically is going on. And
Right.
energetically, they were completely duped.
Yes.
They were totally controlled and taken under. They went in the direction the magic where they were, whoever the powers that be are, they got them to go in the direction they wanted to go in, and they just
Yes.
took off in that direction.
And that happens more often than not.
Ooh, very much.
Yeah, it's rare to have any paranormal investigators who would be able to overcome that.
Yes.
You know, I can you think of any?
No,
Because
no.
you have, gosh, how would you, maybe a skeptic
Maybe. And
who
then they
comes
who
in?
knows what direction they would like, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
already not
can't,
going. Yeah, I don't even. You're right. I don't know. Yeah.
I can't think of
Um,
any.
so again, if they, and I'll say they, this really all the ghost hunters out there, we've watched so many videos of ghost hunters, etc. They get led where the entities or whomever the magic want them to
Yeah,
go, and they go right with it, and they're not actually pulling out the truth, which is really
right.
sad. And I really had high hopes for this, but still, if they took some classes, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, how much that would bring out. They're searching for the truth. They
That would
really,
deliver it.
yeah, amen. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to
Thank you.
this series. We have another series coming up. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm very excited about this next one as well. And I think
Yes.
that's just kind of Heather and I's thing, right? We're going to just do series because they're
Hmm.
just exciting.
They are.
Yes. This was fabulous. I'm so glad that you found this video and you asked me to do this with you, and we've had people ask us about this too, so it's not. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. And is there anything else you'd like to say, Heather?
Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit notifications.
Yes.
Continue with the comments. They're
Oh,
awesome.
love them. Yeah.
Yes, share any of your own insights or any additional information, things for us to know for this video as well as other videos. So we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, see you in the next series.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.